All right, it's time to get Mr. Sunil Gavaskar into the program. Sir, thank you so much for joining us from Mohali. First up, it was India's day today, no doubt. But when the South Africans were batting, there was that contentious no ball when AB de Villiers was batting. Do you think it was a no ball?
Yes, I think it was a no ball, and that's what the umpire gave. Right. So that was a lucky reprieve for AB de Villiers. Otherwise, I think South Africa would have would have struggled to get to 150.
Right, but AB is someone who's dominated so much in all formats of the game. He was clearly struggling today, living dangerously, as it were. Was it surprising for you to see de Villiers struggle that much?
Well, at the start of the innings, he certainly seemed a little tentative, and that can happen to the best of batsmen. But as he settled down, particularly after that reprieve, he was using his feet a lot more to the spinners and going down the pitch and trying to attack them, counter-attack them. And that worked very well for him. So, yes, at the start, he was struggling a little bit and tentative. But then this is the kind of pitch which can test the best of batsmen.
It indeed did test the South Africans, and how, Mr. Gavaskar, yesterday as well on our program, you mentioned how our Ashwin was going to be the key for us, but not just Ashwin, it was the spinners who took all 10 wickets for us. Is that something you expected to happen?
Yes, on this surface, that was exactly what the Indian team wanted. And so that's how they wanted the pitch to be prepared. They've got the kind of pitch that they want. And so no surprise at all that the spinners have taken all 10 wickets. And my honest advice to the bowlers is to keep doing the same, pitch the ball a little further up, and you will probably get South Africa out for less than what you got them out in the first innings.
Right. So the spinners there on day 2 taking all the 10 wickets for India. Let's get on to the Indian batting now. Shikhar Dhawan cheaply dismissed in both the innings of this match. I remember during the middle of the one-day series, though, you'd suggested that perhaps it's time to give a break to Shikhar Dhawan so that he'd be prepared enough for the tests. Clearly, that didn't happen. Do you think now it's time to give him a break, given the way he's done in this test so far?
It's a tough call. It's a tough call. But when you look at his test record, in the previous 2 test matches, he's got 100. He's got centuries in both those test matches. So while he struggled in the one-day games and then got a half century in the final one-day game, maybe I think he deserves another test, because once again, if you leave him, then you have 2 right-handers at the crease. I've always thought a left-hander and a right-hander at the crease can cause problems. And I would certainly want to give Shikhar Dhawan another chance. The time for break, as I said earlier on, was after the 3rd one-day, because it would have allowed him to go back, practice in the nets, get his mind focused on the tests.
All right. Mr. Gavaskar, there were about 6 overs left today for play to finish in Mohali when Virat came out to bat. He could have sent a night watchman but chose to come out himself instead. What does that say about his intent and Virat as a captain, as a test captain? How do you see that?
Well, certainly it's a very, very positive move, because, I've always felt that the batsman who's better equipped should be coming in rather than trying to sacrifice somebody who's batting at number 8, 9, 10. Okay. So I think that certainly showed the confidence he has in his own ability, because he had only got a single in the first innings, so he wasn't bothered about that. And I think it was a very, very positive step, because look at the number of runs that we got in those last 6 overs. We got almost 30 runs. While if a night watchman would have come in, we probably would have got maybe 15 runs. And we all know that this is going to be a low-scoring game.
All right, and finally, Mr. Gavaskar, if I could ask you, we've got a lead. What sort of a lead, though, do you think would be sufficient for us before we let go of our batting tomorrow and let the Proteas come out and bat again?
I think ideally closer to 300, but the way the ball is behaving, the way the pitch is turning, I believe that anything like 200 would also be good enough. But I think closer to 300 would be pretty much difficult for the South Africans to chase.
All right, so close to 300 would be difficult for the South Africans, says Mr. Sunil Gavaskar. Thank you so much for joining us from Mohali, where it doesn't look like this test match is going to last all of 5 days. Thank you so much.